Stunner. All right, guys. What I'm doing today is I had to replace my transmission lines in the Raptor, and I want to show you what I did to get them out of there. As you can see, I had to cut this one up. Took a grinder to it because it was hard to come out of there. It's very difficult. What I'm gonna show you guys today is an easier way to get them. Once you get it out of there, it's more difficult to get it back in there. Because if I had to cut it out, obviously it was difficult enough. So putting it back in there is just going to be as difficult or more difficult. Well, I'm going to show you the way you can do it, the easiest way. All right, guys, for one, this right here, this is I guess it's like a little fastener holder that's right here on the back of this cooler line right here. Even though this is Ford, this one is a little different. But on the new one, it does the same thing, right? And for the record, I bought a Dorman. I didn't use the original Ford OEM part, but it's the same, and they got a good reputation for these transmission lines. So anyway, but what's on the back of here, this is what's holding this on, right? This little clip right here. And you could take like a little screwdriver and pop that out of there. And this will slide out of here, and this is the only thing that's connecting these two lines together. Besides this little your holder right here, you can take and you're gonna end up having to do that. You're gonna take like a little flathead screwdriver and pry these out of there. But besides this and this fastener back here, it's the only thing that's holding these lines together. In order to get it back in, what I did, and I see nobody else did, was I separated the lines. And like I said, I just popped this out on a new one, and I took this off of here. And of course, these little pop things right here that connects them to. You don't really need these little. Well, you need them, but you can take that off there. And you see that gap there. And once I take that off of there, that's the only thing that's keeping these lines together. Let me see if I can just slide this one off of here since I already broke it. Let's see, it's hard on here. It's all curved and everything. But you guys get what I'm saying. And I'm going to go up under the truck and show you what I did. Alright, as you can see right here, I got the two lines there pulled out, and I can just ready to connect them. Now the tricky part of this is you're gonna have to mark. As you can see, I got my lines separated, right? I separate them, and that's where they connect that right there. What I did was I made sure I marked it before I disassembled it. See that little fastener right there? That's the only thing that's keeping that. I don't know what's going on with my focus. That's the only thing that's keeping that on there. Is that little fastener that I showed you earlier. And of course, that's how it looks without it. But this is gonna slide right back into this hole, and I'm just gonna press that little clip back on there, and it'll tighten. But guys, this was the only way I could get this thing out of here, where I could put it back in. Because when you're trying to put it back in there, the problem is you gotta get into this little tiny little slot right here. And if you see, I disconnected my starter. I got a little shock earlier. I forgot to disconnect the battery. But anyway, it got to go into the side. Both of these lines have to go inside this tiny little space right here. And what they tell you to do is, they will tell you to, let me see where I'm at. They will tell you to loosen this bolt up, which is a 19 millimeter. And this one is I believe, no, this is an 18 millimeter. This is a 21, I believe. But it is part of the CV axle. as you can see. So once you drop that bolt, you got to go over here up top here and find the other bolt, and that's going to which really I didn't see how that will help me get this cooler line around here, because if you see the way it's designed a funky way for it to fit around everything. But like I said, just imagine trying to take this thing out of here, and it's aluminum, so it should be flexible, but it's not flexible. Of course, you can easily pop it. So like I said, when you put it back in, you have to make sure it's to the left of your CV axle, right? It'll slide through here, but it won't fully come through because of the way it's designed. Because it's designed to come through here. And like I said, the only way I could get it was to disassemble the lines, and I'm gonna put them back. But like I said, when I put it back, I marked it top and bottom. That B for bottom. I marked it. I mean, you can't hardly see it. And I got the arrow right here facing upward. So when I slide this back into that slot, when I put this back into that hole and drop it back into those slots right there, they'll line up perfectly. And of course, I'm going to put I told you about my hangers here. I'm going to connect my hanger back on here. Right, like I said, I just pried them off of there. I can just put it back on there like that, and then take a vice grip and just press it back down. But that's no problem. But I just want to show you guys how a different option you can use to get these back in here. And also, when you put it in, you're gonna have to start from the rear and go forward. So you're gonna have to lead with these two here and start from this way and go up through there and push them back in. And the last connection you're gonna make is the one in the back. But like I said, you could disconnect the lines, and there's no problem putting them back. See that little? My camera sucks at focusing today. But that's a little slit right there. I'm gonna put that little clip back on there, and that'll be it. Stay tuned, stomach. Now, if you get stuck on how the hangers were, just take your old one that you took out and line it back up the same way that it was, and it'll show you where the brackets were and how to put them back. As you can see, I left the hangers on here, and that's a connection there. This will be facing in toward the transmission. There's another clip there. That's a hanger there. That's for the front. And of course, this is connecting to my radiator. Right. So when I go back here, and I go to put my new hanger on there, I see that it was on there like that, right? So I'm gonna go up here, and that's my connection. Where am I at with this? My camera's all over the place. Jesus Christ. Where's my camera? Oh. I connect. It's right there. So now I'm going to connect. Right. And as I see, my hanger is hanging that way. So when I put this, let's see, it's facing up that way, clip like that. So when I put my connection back on there, it's It's gonna be like that. And for you to be able to tell, if you see, you don't want to connect these two, you don't want to mix these connections up, because one is an inlet, one is an outlet, and you just screw everything up. But good thing about it is the way this clamp is made, it's only gonna let you connect it one way, right? Only one way to fit. So there's that. Stunner.